how we got into it. So when I was going through the forms you have submitted, one of the student had submitted a question saying, "What is Cisco Ideathon and why should we prepare for it?" So Cisco Ideathon is a flagship hiring program, and with this we get an internship as well as full-time offer. So to discuss this journey, we have Ishika and Kiran with us. Yeah. So you guys can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, so hello everyone. I hope I'm audible. Myself Ishika Kolambe. I am from DY Patil College. I have done my graduation in information technology and I'm a pass out batch of 2023. So currently it's my 6th month working in Cisco as an intern, and in this month we'll have an end to our internship and we will begin with our full-time journey. So it's an amazing journey with Cisco, and looking forward to have you all. Kiran, I guess you're on mute.
Sorry, my bad. Hi everyone, good evening. Sorry for having the meet on Sunday evening. Thanks to Samruddhi. So myself, Kiran Kumar. I am from Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. I also graduated in 2023 from Information Technology. Currently, I am working as an intern with Cisco, same as Samruddhi and Ishika, and we will be converting to full time in August.
All right. So, congratulations to both of you, and now we'll get started. So, to start with, we'll discuss the contest journey first. So, initially, we have the registration process, which is currently going on, and I received a few questions. So, I'll just quickly ask them, and maybe Kiran and Ishika can answer them. So, the first question for Ishika would be, what would you prefer, advanced networking section or advanced software development section, which is in the form?
Okay. So basically, these are the two choices which are given to you for based on your interest. So it's not about the preference; it's about your interest. If you want to dive deep into networking, go for the advanced networking section. And if you are a coder, a hard code coder, go for the advanced software section. I preferred advanced networking section.
Okay.
Yeah, to add that, there is a small thing here. We haven't seen more people coming as an advanced software or like software engineers from the Ideathon. Basically, from the Ideathon, they hire people from the networking background only. I have met around 5 to 10 people from software. No one has told that they came from Ideathon. They are from campus placements or some other criteria, but not from Ideathon. So before choosing that, just be careful. Like we prefer networking, but we don't force you to be in the networking. If you have interest in software, you can still give it a try. But you are in if you are in a confusion to go for networking or to the software, better to go for networking.
Okay, so just to rephrase this, basically for Ideathon on the networking side, the vacancies are more. And if you want to get into SD role or so, you can go for the coding hackathons and all, which is recently announced. Yeah. So now, like when we are filling the job preferences, there is a term technical consulting engineer and consulting engineer. So, can you just briefly explain the difference between these two and the work they do?
Okay. So many might have the confusion. Even we had this confusion between consulting and technical consulting engineers. So we three, all of us are working as a consulting engineers currently. So to elaborate the difference, consulting engineers work proactively. That means directly with the customer, we make sure that the customer does not face any outage, whereas the technical consulting engineer works with the customer again, but they support the cases. Like if a customer face any issue, they would resolve it, and we work so that the customer should not face any issue. Even though if he or she faces the issue, then the tech people, that is technical consulting engineers, would do the preferred work.
Right. So, which was your preference?
Mine was consulting
Uh,
engineer.
Yeah, my preference was also consulting engineer. But yeah, to add that, don't think like a technical consulting engineer is not prior to consulting engineer. You know, in technical consulting engineer, you can learn work quickly. You can earn more actually. But the thing is, you should be prepared mentally so that you can work for all the time. You need to be available for all the 8 hours, whatever the work they give. like you might be having morning shifts and evening shifts, so you need to be prepared for that. If you think like I can manage the work and I want to learn more, you can go for technical consulting. Or like if you want to explore some other fields also, like in the networking only you want to learn something, some technologies, or if you want some overtime also, better to go for consulting.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just put the Cisco Ideathon link so that you can go through the journey if anybody is confused as to what is going on. This
Guys,
is,
one more thing, make it an interactive session, okay? If you have
Yeah.
any doubts, you can directly unmute and ask us.
we are just 1 year senior, so it's fine.
Exactly. If you are
Yeah.
not comfortable unmuting yourself, put your questions in the chat box. Even that would work.
Yeah, but definitely clarify your questions, okay? When applying for the jobs, it should be clear. If there is any mistake happens in the registration form, your like application might be rejected.
Yeah, and even if you get into some like job role and if you want to switch, it will take almost a year for you to do that.
1 year.
So it's better be wise, get to know everything, and then fill the form. Okay, so after the form filling, you'll get the links and all on your email, and after that, you'll be having a like preliminary test. So can you go through it, Kiran?
I think it's better if we get one of the student to go through the link so that they can register. Ah, okay, this is not the registration link.
No, 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 no.
Approximately how many people have you seen getting ID? Yeah, this year there are around 200 to 250 people. We don't know the exact number, but we guess it around 200.
I
But
guess,
don't think it would be 200 this year also. It depends. It depends on the company requirement.
yeah, wait. I completed Python
Maybe
Essential.
what type of coding questions are asked. Yeah, if you choose networking, you would be asked one coding question. It will be a basic one. If you choose the software, you will be asked two coding questions. They are not like completely basic. One is the basic one. The question will be same for the like same level for the networking and the coding section. But the second question will be somewhat advanced one.
Yeah. Maybe we'll go sequence wise.
Yeah.
So in the Ideathon, the first step is preliminary test, which has 4 sections: aptitude, basic networking, coding section, and advanced networking or coding, whatever you choose. So in the aptitude section, we have mental, like mathematical ability, logical reasoning, verbal ability, and I believe these are around 15 questions. After that, we have basic networking, which has the concepts of OSI, protocols, TCP, IP, and so on. And these are easy to moderate level of questions. After that, we have one coding question. Like since all of us, like 3 of us, had gone for advanced networking, I'll tell you in that domain itself. So for that, we only had one coding question and advanced networking. So advanced networking is something you have to focus because that is the make or break of this entire exam. So for the resources,
Just one
Have you
second.
guys went through NetAcad CCNA module? Any of you?
Okay.
and
Okay. Great. Okay. So there is one question in the. There are many questions in the chat box.
Yeah, let's
First
start from
answer.
someone is asking, I completed the Python essentials in the skill up and is that sufficient or I have to write the certification exam? No
Uh,
need to go for certification. Like if you want, if you are talking about the global certification, that is not needed. You just need to complete a course in the NetAcad itself. But no, some of the NetAcad courses are moved to skill up, so skill all. So that should be fine. You need to complete a question. It should be another, like you can complete CCNA or you can complete introduction to networks, Python essentials or intro to cybersecurity. In the registration link, you can find that. If anyone has the registration link, they can just paste it here so we can show it.
should I just go through the eligibility criteria?
Yeah, eligibility criteria.
Yeah. So the first thing is the CGPA should be 6 and above in the degree you're pursuing. And then you should be a NetAcad student and you should have completed either Networking Essentials and CCNA Module 1 or Introduction to Cybersecurity and Cybersecurity Essentials or CyberOps optional and DevNet or Python, any of these. And
Any of
again,
the single course is enough, guys. Okay.
yeah. Any of the single course you are required to complete. And to be precise, CCNA Module 1 is Introduction to Networks module.
Right. And you should be available for 6 months. And the most important thing is there should be no backlogs, that is KT. We'll come to that, we'll go sequence wise, Neha.
Yeah. So someone is asking registration is through college. Yes, it
Yeah.
is
Yes.
kind of through college. Like not all colleges are eligible to participate in Ideathon. College who are associated with NetAcad, they would only get the links. So those colleges
Confirm
can
it with
only,
your colleges.
yeah.
What will happen in online assessment one? Just now, as we said, there would be aptitude, there would be advanced networking, basic networking, and basic coding question. Where is the registration link? You would get it from your college. If I take advanced networking, is CCNA enough for that? More than enough. Focus on your concepts, focus on the practical knowledge. You would be able to crack it.
Yeah, someone asked about the date, what will happen in online assessment. Yeah, somebody just explained, right? So you would be having initial 15 or 20 bits. We don't remember. It's been almost a year we did an exam. So we have some aptitude questions and some maybe there's some reasoning questions or something. This is all like some logical questions only. And after that, you will have 20 networking questions. There will be some basic questions like whatever the CN you have studied in the college, that would be enough. And then you have a coding question, the basic coding question. Till now, both the students who have applied for advanced networking and advanced software, both will have the same pattern till now. But in the last section, there is the difference. People who have applied for advanced software, they will get another coding question, which is some higher level than the basic one, but not much tough. And for the people who applied for advanced networking, they would get advanced bits from the networking section. So we don't remember exactly topics, but you need to go through something called supernetting. There is something called subnetting and supernetting. So in my case, I have got around 3 to 4 bits from the supernetting in the exam. So we don't exactly remember the topics, but yeah, it's a topic you can go through.
Focus on your concepts, guys. It is very important because advanced networking will surely test your concepts. It won't be like how many layers are there in the OSI layer, and then there would be options like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it would dive deep into your concepts. There would be conceptual questions, that there would be packet tracer based questions. It won't be like you would be asked to open the packet tracer and perform something, but have your hands on packet tracer. It would surely benefit you.
See, initial 20 questions are like the basic one,
Yeah.
maybe some regarding TCP, UDP, some protocols, some DHCP things. But advanced, this won't be easier one. This won't be easier like the basic ones. You need to put some hard work in that. So if you are going for advanced networking, you need to go through the bits. Like off the record, you can like search in the Google for the previous year question papers. Like they don't expose it, but maybe there is a chance someone might have done that. So this is off the record, okay?
Okay, Jatin is asking, do you know anyone who has taken someone's help in the first round and cleared it? See,
Uh,
Jatin, I would say even if you clear it with someone's help, in the interview you'll be kicked off because you are not able to answer the questions they are asking. So it's better to do it by yourself.
Yeah, someone is asking, I have completed the NetAcad course in 2022. Am I still eligible if I am graduate? Yeah, Omar, you are still eligible. Like you just need to complete the course. Whenever you might have completed it before beta calls, that would be fine. You just need to complete it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's not go off topic. We were discussing about the sections in the exam. So now that we have discussed what all it has, let's discuss the resources. Over to you, Kiran.
Yeah, resources. We have a plenty of resources in the Google itself. You can find out that. But yeah, if you ask me some particular resources, there is a channel called Jeremy's IT Lab. That would be somewhat actually advanced for you guys. Uh, but if you have time, you can go through that. But it's somewhat like some hours of course. So just prefer that. But if you ask me what is the best resource, go for the CCNA module run from the NetAcad. That would be highly more than enough. If you have still doubts in the topic, you can go to Jeremy's IT Lab YouTube channel. I will share the link. And then you can go through that if you have any doubt. It will cover all the topics from the CCNA.
Yes. You refer NetAcad for your basics. Like introduction to network module is more than enough for you to understand all the concepts. And personally, what I did was initially I did learn some concepts, almost all the concepts from my SEM 4 textbook. So if you have networking in your syllabus, go through it first so that you would just get a glimpse of everything and then go for NetAcad. It would benefit you more.
Right.
Introduction to packet tracer and network essential I have done. Introduction to packet tracer is not the thing. Network essentials is module one, right?
No,
Why
no,
they
network
changed the
essentials
name?
is another course. I guess even it is there in the eligibility.
Yeah.
Is it? Ah, okay. Then
Yeah,
network essential is enough, but introduction to packet tracer is not even like in the list.
yeah.
So if someone has done introduction to network course, sorry.
See, Ronak, everybody has different preferences. He's asking it has 100 plus videos, but even when I gave my CCNA global certification, I went through Jeremy's IT lab itself. So it's even good for the global certificate. So it's
Uh,
good, but at the end, it's your choice.
yeah. This all will be done on which platform? Metil. Yeah, entire exam will be like conducted on the Metil, and I think during the idea submission round also you would be using the Metil only. Till interview you would be using the Metil only. So yeah, is photo important in resume? Okay, okay, this is a question. Not exactly, not like important, but if even if you are having a photo, don't make it a bigger one, so
Yeah.
that your content would be occupying the more space and the photo is not occupying much space.
Yeah, it shouldn't
There
look
will be
like.
some companies like Amazon who will ask photo in the resume, but Cisco doesn't do that. Personally, in my resume, I don't have a photo.
No, I do have it, but just make sure it doesn't look like you don't have anything to write in your resume, so you put a photo of yourself.
Now, guys, one more like advice for you: if you are preparing your resume, prefer mostly a single page resume, and it
Yes.
shouldn't have much empty space. Okay, don't write like I have interest in dancing, singing, watching movies, all that. That should
It
all
is
come
a
after
good
everything you have written regarding your projects, your technologies, your LinkedIn like links, and then your certifications and everything. And then you can, if there is still place in the single page resume, you can add those, but those are not the preferences. And I have seen some people who have written like my 10th class score, 12th score, and BTech score, and this right side entire space will be empty. Definitely don't do that. If interviewer sees an empty space in the resume, they would think like you don't have much content to written in the resume, so that you have chosen like what we do in exams, right? We write it line by line so that we occupy more space. So don't make those mistakes while making resume.
So Samruddhi, I think we should first go with the flow and then we'll cover all the questions in the
Yeah.
chat box because they are continuously coming.
Yeah, right.
So everyone put your questions in the chat box, we'll surely address them. First, we'll just understand the entire process.
I think since resume is also asked in the form, we'll go with the resume questions. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
Kiran, you can continue.
Yeah, yeah, that's done. Like while having a resume, try to give more space to your projects, right? You might have two or three projects. Try to give it a brief, like a two-line brief, which will explain what the problem statement is, and then another 2 points, which will give what technology is used and how we approach for the problem. Don't give it like the entire page. Some 4 to 6 points would be enough for a project. More than enough, actually. Okay. And then if you have done any certifications, like recently certifications like interviewers are not giving much value to certification, but it is a good certificate, then you can give. Like if it is like some kind of NPTEL certification, that would be better. But there will be some online certifications where we attend the class and then get the certifications. Prefer not to add those. It would
Yeah,
be
like
of no value to resume.
that will add value, and with that, you should be able to answer the questions they ask on
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Whatever you have done, make sure it is like relevant. Put it in the resume, but be sure what you're putting in your resume because you will surely face questions based on the resume and you should be able to answer it because if you have it in your resume, the interviewer assumes that you are well versed with it. So be well versed with your resume. So there is one question, if resume is more than one page, try that
uh,
it fits in one page. It is not a compulsion that the resume should be of one page, but it is preferred to have a one page resume.
Yeah, like if you have some project like big projects and everything, it's fine to have a resume more than 2 pages. But if it is for like and like mentioning about yourself, you tell me about yourself and everything in the resume, then it shouldn't be more than 1 page. If you like, if the space is entirely for projects and then some other things, some certifications and everything, it would be okay to go for at least one and a half page. That would be fine.
Okay.
Right,
So
and
there
you
is one more
And
question.
yeah, Ishika, thanks for bringing it to notice. Yeah, guys, whenever whatever you mention in the resume, make sure you definitely know it. it can be projects, technologies, or anything. If you mention it in the resume, they will ask it. If you don't mention it, they won't even go near it because they know you don't know it, so they don't waste time by asking those questions. So if you know 5% of the Python, you said 5% of the Python only. Not like I am a Python developer, I can code everything in Python. Don't do that, okay?
See,
Uh,
the
that would
first
get
thing,
a bad impression for you.
yeah, see, the first thing which an interviewer does is they open your resume first. They go through your resume and then they start asking the questions. So be well versed with your resume. Take some time to read your resume, understand your resume. Almost you can take half a day to understand the resume. You can think of yourself like what questions the interviewer would ask you based on your resume. Try to prepare the answers. It would help you. And there is
There is.
one more question, minimum number of projects. No such minimum number mentioned.
Yeah, if you have
Whatever
good
projects you
project, one
have,
project would also be
yeah,
enough. But
Yeah.
better to have 2 to 3 projects. That would be better. Like one
it
should
is
be main
preferred.
project, and the others can be like the generalized projects only. Yeah, someone has asked this. If you do all videos of gate smasher and some hands-on, okay, it is kind of tricky actually. Yeah, it would be enough, but not completely enough. For the 20 basic networking questions, that would be enough. I can give that guarantee. But the advanced networking, I don't think that would be enough.
Yeah.
So
For
better
the
go to NetAcad only. And yeah, one topic which was not there in the NetAcad and still asked like in the introduction to network module, but still asked in the exam was the super netting. So I got those questions super netting that was called some aggregation or something. I forgot the name. Better go through that also. Have a note on this particular topic, super netting.
yeah, even I had questions on that.
Yeah, that's right.
Even I.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So, and also with the project,
Registration link is not. Okay, we'll get back to idea submission. On Hussein is asking what exactly. Yeah, that we will be
We
going
will
through
get
that.
back
Right?
to it.
Yeah.
So there is one
Someone is
more
asking, is
question here.
project important in the resume? Yeah,
It is.
definitely project is important in
It
resume.
is. I got a mail like this is it is not mandatory, Karthik. You have basically completed your eligibility. Congratulations, you have successfully completed. It is basically an optional thing. If you want to give it a try, you can, but it is not like related to your Ideathon process.
The registration link is not accessible, which we got from the college. Okay, maybe they might
Contact
have
your
not opened
college
it.
instructor then.
Once communicate with your placement coordinator who has given that link, like they would be communicating directly with the Cisco. If you get the issue to them, they can solve the issue. Uh, yeah, this is important question. Do they ask questions on our projects also in interview or just networking? See, they would definitely ask questions on our project and then go to networking bits. What first they will do is they would try to know about yourself. Initially, we tell about ourselves and then they ask questions on our project and then we go to networking. That's why I was saying if you are adding a project in your resume, make sure you know everything about the project. I
See,
have
from
everybody
seen so
who
many
has
had
people doing
registered
that.
already, can you just raise your hands? Is there anybody who has registered? Okay, there is
See,
one.
I have seen so many people who have added projects in their resume, and they are saying when interviewer asking question, they are like, "I am a backend developer. I don't know about the front end," or "I am a front end person. I don't know about what has done in the background." Don't say that. If you are working on a project, you should know at least have a brief understanding of it. Like you might have done the front end work, you might have worked on the React, but they will ask what type of authentication you have used in the backend. You should be able to answer it, right? So whatever projects you are adding in the resume, whatever certifications you are adding in the resume, make sure you prepare for it before going to the interview. But that's a secondary thing. Let's first complete for the online assessment. Go through that and then we can
yeah. Any
discuss.
questions on online assessment, guys? The first round online assessment. Any questions on that? Advanced networking questions can come
Uh,
in
should
it.
I add AICT virtual internship? Yeah, you can add it in your resume. AICT is like a good platform, right? So we can.
Yeah,
Ishika, you have answered this question, right? Karthik has completed
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Uh,
did.
that is for the like the global certification, I guess. So
Yes, yes.
the
It is
certification
not
is not
needed.
mandatory. You have completed the NetAcad certificate. That would be fine.
Shubham is asking advanced networking questions can come from CCNA too, but what is CCNA too?
I guess the second module you
Is
are trying to ask
bridging, I
for
guess, switching and
switching and routing
routing,
essentials
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. So ITN, basically Introduction to Networks, would cover a brief about switching and routing. There won't be much questions on switching and routing on the advanced networking section, but there would be some questions which won't be like directly related to module 2. You can still answer them based on your module 1.
Yes, the concept is the main thing here. If you know the concept,
Yes.
you can definitely answer the questions. Believe us.
And Karthik is asking minimum marks to qualify the assessment.
Depends. Completely depends.
Depends.
Depends on the
Cisco
situation.
does not reveal the minimum score, guys. It depends. It varies yearly, so there
And
is no minimum marks.
yeah,
Yeah,
even
Hussein
if
is
you have
asking, do we
experience.
have to? Yeah, yeah, Samruddhi.
Yeah, thank you. So I have an experience where I have seen that there are people who are not able to pass all the test cases in the coding section, but they still made it for the interview round or the next idea submission round. So it's not necessary that if you don't complete all the test cases and all, so you'll be out of it. Just stay motivated, don't be stressed, and keep going.
Yeah, yeah. I have seen the people who have completed the test cases but still not qualified for the exam. Whoever going for networking, coding is not mandatory. But I say you can easily solve that coding question. It was not the tougher one. Go through basic questions like array rotate. I got a question related to array rotation, not the direct one, but something related to it. If I can modify that array rotation, I had solved the question. So it won't be tough. You could easily figure it out. That won't be problem. Yeah, Hussein is asking, do we have to mandatorily use resume format followed by the college, or can we use our own templates? See, there is no like a mandatory format for a resume. You can use your own template, but make sure it shouldn't be like a fancy resume where you have all those things. It should be a simple one, more of a text based.
Yeah.
You can prefer the college one because
Yeah,
the
if you
team.
have a mandatory college resume, that would be better because college resume should always be better than our own template.
I've actually used it for years now, so it is
Yeah.
actually a good thing to do.
If your college provides that, that would be good. But my college didn't provided me any template.
Okay. No, at least for my college, we had
We
one.
had a template.
Ah, congrats.
And even if you have already submitted your resumes and you are a bit doubtful or you don't have much time to cover it up in the like before the interview, you can change it. We again have to fill a form, so it's okay. Even I had skipped one project before the interview because I was pretty nervous and not so confident with that. So it's okay if you have filled it.
Yeah, yeah. And one more thing you can do is while in the interview itself, you can ask the interviewer, can I share my updated resume? Or you can share your screen with the resume. That would also work. Maybe not in all the cases, but mostly they would accept it.
Yeah, that's a good thing to share.
Uh,
Okay, so
there is AI proctoring in the online assessment. Even your screen gets shared when you are appearing for the assessment.
I don't have any, like, yeah, Ronak is asking, I don't have any internship, which is well recruitment. No, it doesn't. I don't have an internship while going for Cisco. Cisco is my first internship. So nothing is mandatory, okay? Whatever the guidelines they have given in the registration form, they are the mandatory ones. Remaining what for we for maybe for your benefit or like maybe for your priority. So nothing is mandatory apart from that. What kind of questions would they ask on projects? Can you give some example? It completely depends
go
on
with
the
the
interviewer.
idea submission, Kiran.
Sorry.
We'll first go with the idea submission and then jump into the interview thing.
Okay, Aush Tiwari, we'll get back to you. Like, we'll get back to the question again. Yeah, Samriddhi. Over to you.
Sorry. Okay, so after the online assessment, we have idea submission period. So we have a duration of around 2 to 3 days and we have a topic assigned. So how would your approach be, Ishika?
Okay. So basically, to qualify your first round, you would be notified with it along with the two problem statements given in the mail itself. You have to choose on any one of the problem statement and you have to leverage the technology and suggest some ideative solution to them regarding the problem statement. So the first and foremost thing, research. Do a full day of research regarding the topic. See, basically, if Cisco has given that problem statement, they have well researched with it. So make sure you don't give the repetitive solution that is already available on the internet. try to innovate your own, or try to merge two three solutions and then propose one solution. That is also a one valid way. But when you are proposing a solution to them, make sure it is crisp, it is precise. It should be in the form of presentation, because they ask you a PPT. Introduce your problem statement first, then introduce what is your solution to that problem statement, how you approach the problem statement, like what was your first thought regarding the problem statement, how did you get that solution, and how is your solution better than the already existing solution. If you're claiming that your solution is better, please make sure you have read the existing solutions also. Don't just go and say that my solution is way better than the already existing. Make sure you have done the proper literature review of the problem statement and the existing solutions, and then go and show your presentation skills. Make a very nice PPT. It should not be a full of text. Make sure it is like in points, precise. Use just mention what all technology stack you can use. Make a slide of a presentation of almost 5 6 slides, that is enough. But make sure that whatever you are trying to say is present in your PPT.
Over to you, Kiran.
Yeah, guys, and yeah, Ishika has explained almost everything. But one more thing in the PPT is when you're trying to give you the PPT, don't think like you are giving it to a person who knows technology. It should be like more of a you're
Yeah.
presenting it to a customer. So like maybe you might have got a solution in Python, like for an example. So you don't like I have added this function and this function works like this code and everything. You don't do that because the customer obviously don't know these technologies. You need to explain it in a way so that a customer who you are presenting to will accept your solution. Okay, so you just need to say how you are going to approach the solution. Actually, you don't need to propose the solution. You just say I'm approaching this way, I'll go this way, I do this, I do this, I do this, and I get the solution. That's how it should be. It should be simple, clear, and then yeah, it should be better than the existing solution. So go through the research. You would get I think two submissions, right? For us we got two ideas. One is
Yeah.
like a generalized one and other is related to networking one. So you can choose any. It was not
Any
like yeah, it was not like you're going for network no, so that you should choose only networking. It depends on the individual. You can choose any problem statement of your wish which you think you would solve it quickly. Okay.
Yeah, and one more thing to add here, I think we should try to integrate the Cisco technologies with the problem statement. That would be a good idea.
Yeah.
And also, don't rush to your teachers, friends asking for solutions. First,
solutions.
just try to analyze it by yourself.
And
And
don't give your PPTs to others.
Yes.
yeah,
Because if Cisco finds maybe two PPTs similar, they might reject both. So it should be individual works. It's not a team solution. Okay.
See, they have
Uh,
already researched about that problem statement. So if you're proposing something which is already present on the Google, I know we have ChatGPT these days. Prefer not to use it.
don't
Do
use
your
ChatGPT, guys.
presentation.
Like for the research you can use, but for the
Yeah,
PPT, never
PPT.
use ChatGPT.
they'll easily catch hold of you.
Easily,
Exactly.
definitely.
Okay, and one more thing to add, I just forgot to mention the references when I was submitting the PPT. So one of my faculty member had scolded me for that. So don't forget to add that. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Can you repeat what you just said?
The reference one.
Yes, yes.
So when we publish a research paper, we do add some references there. Like this statement has been taken from this or this idea. So we have that thing of giving credits. So that should be done because recently one of my professor was discussing and he said that 90% of the students are using the references and not mentioning them. So that's a bad practice, he said.
So like if you are using someone else's solution, it's not a bad thing. You can use someone's solution. But the thing is, you mention them. You say it's
Yes.
their idea. Like if you are doing it on your own, then you don't need to have any references. You can say you did it. But if you are using someone else's solutions in your project, you mention it. That's a good thing. That's a good habit actually.
Good practice to do.
That would
Yeah.
give a good impression on yourself also. Like whenever they're going to your PPT, they see that the solution, okay, this is the reference. So this person has gone through this particular thing and giving the credit. This is a good one. So it would give a good impression on you also.
And that does not mean that we have copied, but there are certain facts or such things we have included. So it's a good thing to put references. Nothing like they'll think I have copied and stuff.
Yeah,
So
guys. So yeah,
I was asking that at the end of PPT, should I include a reference section for all the references I've used?
Yes,
I personally did that. So yes.
even
okay.
I
I
did.
didn't do that because my solution is like completely own, so I haven't done that. It's not like a mandatory. But if you are using, again, I'm mentioning, if you are using someone else's solution, they might definitely know that because, as Isika mentioned, they might have gone through all the content on the internet, so they might know that.
Okay,
And
thank you.
they actually go through your PPT before taking your interview. So it's better, like if you are using a reference, it's better to add that. And if it's not, it's fine.
Yeah, that's an elimination round. Thanks for reminding, Kiran. That's an elimination
Yeah,
round.
like for idea submission, you might have around 5 days or 3 to 4 days. How many days this year?
I guess 4 days they have mentioned.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'll
19,
get a
20.
mail late at the night and then
Yeah,
you'll be in a
like
panic
around
state.
5 days, but try to complete it by the fourth day, like not on
Yes,
the last day. You might
submit it
complete
before
it on the fourth day,
completing.
but don't need to submit it. I think you can change the submission, right?
No, you
After
can just save it as a draft and then
yeah,
And
yeah,
when
you
you
can
are
change that.
sure,
Yeah,
you
once it is submitted, you cannot revoke it.
yeah.
can you share any of? Sorry, Lina, we are not allowed to share our presentations.
Don't even share your presentation with your friends also.
Exactly. Don't even share
Don't
your
ever do
presentation.
that. Like they, if they even copy 1 point from your PPT, and if the interviewers find it's the same thing, both of you will be eliminated, disqualified.
Before
Yeah,
your
thanks for
interviews,
asking this
you
question.
have,
Actually,
yeah.
never share
Before
your presentations.
exactly before your interviews, all the PPTs would be scanned, so they would easily catch you.
Yeah, and it is
Don't
not like
share.
mandatory to have pictures in the PPT. It's not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
it's
I
not.
have seen people, my seniors, who had pictures and every pictorial representation of everything and still got eliminated. And people who have most of the text based, they are selected. So nothing is mandatory. It's just your solution and your approach of explaining the solution. Okay, it's not how
That's
you
right. Yeah.
have the PPT. The PPT should look like the attractive and everything. No, it doesn't. It's the solution is mandatory. And
Yeah.
you are like presenting it in the PPT. That's the only thing. The interviewer should get an idea, you know the solution, and you are clear of it.
Also had one more doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hussein.
So my doubt was that I have two doubts actually. The first one is
Okay.
that do we have to make a prototype or an application for the problem for the solution of the problem statement, or will the solution be a conceptual one?
Conceptual
No,
one.
you
No need
don't
to
have
have
to
any
build a
prototype or
prototype.
solution.
All right.
Completely conceptual.
And since you raised the point that we should not share our PPTs with each other,
Hmm.
so are the problem statements going to be same for a few students?
Yeah, same.
Same for
We have
everyone.
two,
Same
Same for
for
everyone.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, there are two problem statements and you have to choose any one. So
Yeah, I
those two,
got your point because two people might get the same point and they can mention it in the PPT, but that's fine.
Okay, so basically everybody will get those same two problem statements, and
Yeah.
we they will assess the solutions based on that.
Yeah.
Okay,
See,
Yes.
thank you.
this is the funny thing actually. This is the reason why I chose the networking question. Like I know we got two solutions. First one was the easier one, some kind of a medical kind of applications. I know most people will go for that only. So most people will have the same points. So I chose the networking questions because mostly maybe hardly 20 to 25% people might have to have chosen the solution.
yeah, and
But
me and Shika were one of them. But it's not compulsory that you
yeah,
cannot choose the easier one and the hard one is good to
see,
go.
you should be comfortable with your problem
Yeah,
statement.
that's the main thing. I am
Yeah, because
comfortable with
at
the problem statement. That's why I go with the
Exactly.
networking one.
yeah, because
Same, I
at the
got
end
your point, but that's a very valid one because only two problem statements, like most, like maybe 50 people have chosen the first problem, and then they might have got the same solution, same approach. There is a possibility, but that doesn't get you eliminated. Don't worry about that
All right, thank you.
because in the interview, interviewer will know if you are like copied from someone or you prepared by it yourself. So no issues.
They are
yeah,
very experienced people.
Yeah.
They know everything in and out of a candidate.
Again, another doubt I do have.
Go ahead.
So after idea submission, they'll view our PPTs and then they'll directly eliminate, or they'll first call us for presentations, assess on based on our articulating skills, and then eliminate and then take the interview rounds.
Okay, so before our like for our seniors, it should be like what you said. They submit the PPT with a 2 minute or like 90-second video.
90
They
seconds.
go through the video and then eliminate the people, and then with the remaining people, they go with the interview process. But what happened is 90 seconds is not enough for presenting our solution. That became a problem. So from the last year, what they are doing is they call us for the interview, ask for the PPT explanation, and then the resume explanation, and then the interview, and then elimination. So in the technical round, you would be having your PPT presentation and then the remaining things also. So no elimination with the PPT, but yeah, it's kind of elimination only. In the interview also, they might eliminate you based on the PPT.
Yeah, no direct
Remember, if you are
elimination.
clearing the first round and going for the idea submission, you are going for the technical round.
No direct elimination. I don't think there was any direct elimination after idea submission,
Yeah, no
but
direct.
there
Only
were
technical.
eliminations after technical interview.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. So we have completed the online assessment and then the idea submission. And what happens after idea submission is Samruddhi?
Interviews.
Yeah.
So there are basically three interviews.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Does anyone still have any questions regarding this idea submission?
Okay,
You
there
can
are.
unmute yourselves and ask here.
Yeah, that would be easy
What
for
type
us.
of problem statement would be asked,
It depends.
like would be given to us?
Okay,
It
that's
might be the general
completely
problem statement.
confidential. They won't disclose it until the last day.
Like the government
So,
regulations,
type of
requirements.
problem statement did you all got in the
Okay,
idea
one
submission?
problem statement is so in our home we have like large kind of tablets and medicines and everything, right? So after few days they will expire, but we don't know. We still keep those medicines in our home and we don't buy the new ones because we think we already have the own ones. So we need to build the application that can track the existing medicines and will let us know if they expired. That's it. A simple one.
Okay, so if even if I'm choosing networking essentials, I can get questions like this.
Yeah, like the idea submission is same for all, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Like we
Idea
don't know about the
submission is same
software
for
people,
everyone.
but I guess it's same for everyone.
For Ideathon, it is the same.
Yeah, Ideathon, right? So it would be the same. It's going to be software or networking. The questions will be same.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any more
Any
doubt,
more
guys?
questions? Okay, we guess it's a no, and we'll proceed further. But yeah, feel free to unmute yourself again and then ask questions. Over to you, Samruddhi.
Yeah. So we have three interview rounds. First is the technical, then is the managerial, and then is the HR. So starting with technical, how long did it last, and what all questions were included in that?
Okay. So technical interview will last around 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes. Mine lasted for around 1 hour 10 minutes something. So first thing the interviewer would ask you to is introduce yourself. Make sure you make a proper introduction of yourself, but like just don't by heart it and go. Um, it is important, but the interviewer should not feel that you have just learned that 2 3 lines and you're just mugging it up. Give a precise and crisp introduction of yourself. After introduction, they would first ask you to present your presentation which you have made for the idea submission round. So there would be questions coming up on the presentation like how did you approach this, what was your approach, how did you like came to the final solution, then what is the technology stack you would be using if you're asked to build this, then some kind of modification questions like what all modifications you can do in this, like is there any other way of doing it, how is your solution better than the existing, what are the existing solutions, some kind of this general questions you may get. And after your presentation then they would come on the networking section. Then you would get questions starting from OSI to firewalls, everything. So that's we are again focusing on one thing, concepts. Be precise with your concepts, be clear with your concepts. It is very important when now it's your preparation time. So whenever you're preparing a concept, make sure you take notes, because on the last day you can't just go through the entire introduction to network modules, like read it everything. It is not possible, it is vast. So make notes, it would be beneficial to you for a longer term. So this was about technical interview. For what kind of questions were asked for networking, I was asked about OSI layer, DHCP, firewalls, access control lists, etc.
Over to you, Kiran.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, just as Iska mentioned, you would be asked to introduce yourself. Remember, like write a notes about yourself, maybe around a one page. It should last around 45 to like around 60 to 90 seconds. That's the average time you should introduce yourself, and it should include the basic points of yourself. And then they would ask about the PPT or the resumes. It depends on them. So for me, they asked for the PPT, and then after like explaining the entire PPT, they went through the resume projects. And after asking about everything in the resume, like personally for me, because I have mentioned networking in my resume itself, I have mentioned like I have prepared for CCNA before even Cisco, so I have mentioned some subnetting and routing and switching in my networking, like in my resume. So they directly asked me the networking questions. For me, the only question which was not networking is what is an object and what is a class. It might sound fun, but that is the only question I am asked, which was not regarding networking. I was not asked any of the Linux questions, not of the OS questions. Like before going to Cisco, I have went through several videos. They have said in the interview might be asked some Linux questions, some OS questions, and some DBMS also. Believe me, like I don't know about Samruddhi and Ishika. I don't know if they asked them, but for me, no OS or no Linux. If someone tells you, for my from my point of view, that's a lie. Only complete networking. After explaining our PPT and the project, you
Yes.
guys don't believe I have wasted 2 days of my time preparing the Linux and OS. And interviewer have not even asked a single question for my satisfaction also.
Even for me, I was not even asked about the class and object.
Okay,
Not
I'm
a
going to
single
report the
question.
YouTube channel now. I'll find it and report it.
No, but
Even I wasted my day preparing for OS because someone told me that they do ask questions about OS,
Yeah,
and I was
exactly.
like very weak in OS, so
One
I
day for
started
OS and one
preparing.
day for Linux. I have completely
Yeah.
I have learned the Linux commands which I haven't used it till now.
true, true. No,
So
but
guys,
for
don't go
my
through every video. Don't believe everything you see in online. Okay,
no,
don't waste your time.
since
These
every
10-15 days are like your golden days, which can get you into the Cisco or can stop you. So go for it. And
yeah,
yeah, coming to interview, they have asked me the entire networking questions, some DHCP questions, some security related questions, and some I don't remember exactly, but yeah, like if you can clear the exam, then you can clear the interview mostly. Again, it depends on how you present yourself. And one more thing is be confident in what you are telling. Like whatever you are telling them, you should be confident. You should not like this is that shouldn't happen. Okay, you are telling something, be confident and give it. That would be more than enough. If an interviewer feels you are confident, you would be given. And you know one thing we realize after coming here is
You're on mute,
yeah,
Kiran.
sorry, sorry. One thing we realize after coming here is we are not hired because we know some things. We are hired because we can learn something. This
yeah,
is the main thing, guys. Remember it. You don't believe it. After coming here, we are like learning networking as a zero. They have treated us like a kids actually.
We
They are
started
teaching
the
us
हाँ तुला
OSI
काय
layer
करायचंय
after
तर
coming
करू
to
not
शकतो.
even
Cisco.
from the OSA. OSA would have been better
Yeah. What
before
is a
OSA.
network? We began. Our instructor told us, asked us the first question, do you know what a
क्या
network is? And he explained us what is a
हो
network.
भारी लागतं
And
Like a
then
बघा.
post
from
office
there, our
example.
journey began.
true, true.
So
And
remember, guys, it's not like you need to have high knowledge and everything. You just need to present yourself. Who knows? You might have zero knowledge in networking and still got selected into Cisco. Depends. Because if you have that, like if you have the ability to learn quickly, that is the main reason they conduct the idea submission. If you can adapt to the conditions quickly, if you can manage pressure, if you can learn something easily, then you are eligible for Cisco.
okay, and contrary to what these guys
हा
said,
आता
I
नको
was
थांब.
asked a bit on OS because I had projects on like Android, Java, and stuff. So he was like, okay, you have such projects, now tell me about
आवाज होतो ना.
OS. And he also asked me a bit like, not deep into Linux, but he was asking how comfortable are you if you are put into certain departments, is that okay? And also the question I was not expecting that much was that, is it okay if we put you into some other department, because we are not aware of the departments in Cisco before we join Cisco. So you should actually show that you're pretty okay with everything, show flexibility, that puts a good impression. And it's okay if you are not able to recollect any answer at that point of time, because I was explaining OSI 7 layers and I messed up with one while giving a networking engineer interview. So it's fine. I just said that currently I'm unable to recollect. I'll just keep that there. I'll explain all the others and then come back to it. So after explaining everything, I got back to it and I did explain it. So it's just that you have to ask them for some time. Just be nice to them and it'll be good.
See, these interviewers are very friendly. They will first make sure that you are comfortable. They won't like just start and bombard with you with questions. They will first see if you're comfortable, you're like okay in the position to give the interview. And then, as Samruddhi said, if you're not able to recollect, just frankly tell them that I'm not able to recollect at this time. Just don't just give me a second.
You can just wave your hand, Ishi.
So, no, it is not. Wait.
Okay, we are in the office, so everything here is motion control. We are
Yeah.
sitting, right? So the lights are getting switched off frequently.
So yeah, one more. What I was saying was, if you're not able to recollect, frankly tell them that no, I'm not able to recollect at this time. It is fine. They are not completely there to check your knowledge. They are sitting there to check your learning ability. You should show them that you are a quick learner. You are adaptable to learn in whatever situation you are put into. That is more important, because even I messed up with a very simple question, that was DHCP. I was not able to recollect, and I frankly told her that no, I'm not able to recollect. And she was like, okay. She even started teaching me what DHCP was. So
Yeah,
it's
they will
fine.
do that actually. If you
Yeah.
So
don't know
it's very
something,
fine.
they will teach it and then ask it.
I do have a doubt
Yeah.
regarding
Yeah.
this. So let's say an interviewer asks me a question and I
Mhm.
do know the answer to it, but I want to take a moment to rephrase it better so I will not mess up while delivering the answer. So
Yeah,
are
you
there
can do
any
that actually.
so are there any negative points for silence?
You could
Not
just directly
exactly.
go and ask for, like, can you give me 10 seconds to
Yeah,
phrase my answer? It is fine.
yeah, that you can do.
Okay,
Even
thank you.
there'll be
Like
a point
you
in my
take a time and then I explain it in a clear way that would give a positive impression rather than a negative one.
yeah.
You are taking time, you need to rephrase it correctly. That won't be negative. And then interviews would be so much friendly. The first question I got asked is, "Do you have a girlfriend?" Like to calm myself. He saw me
Still
end of
doesn't
the
confirm.
first one. I will say, "Do you have a girlfriend?" and some other things and everything, and then we start with the interview process.
But do you have a girlfriend?
No, badly no.
Right, brother.
You'll get it very soon. We'll pray for you, Kiran.
I wish no. Okay,
Okay.
don't go out of the topic. Let's continue.
Okay, any other questions on the technical
Regarding
interview?
TR, the first interview will be TR round. Okay, we have three interview rounds.
Yeah, technical round, managerial round, and HR round.
I
And
remember anything
remember,
regarding to technical, your resume, your projects, the PPT idea submission, everything will be in the technical round only. The minimum time would be 50 minutes, I guess, and then unto 1 hour 15 minutes. By
yes,
interview is around like Ishika 1 hour 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, same with me.
all the
Yeah,
three interview rounds are knockout rounds. They are elimination
they are
rounds.
elimination, completely elimination. They don't say if you are selected, they only tell the people who are eliminated.
Yeah, there
Yes.
will be a long list, and you'll be hoping like,
Your
let
name is not in the list.
well,
Generally, you hope your
but
name
then
is
you
in the list.
realize it's the elimination one. Yeah. Also, if even if your interview is not that great as per your expectations, don't change your clothes and sit, because that happened with me.
Be
I
online, guys. For the
was
entire interview process, be online.
yeah,
Yes.
I was pretty disheartened after my managerial round because the manager was pretty strict, but I still made it somehow. Probably he saw some qualities I overlooked, maybe. Okay, so
Yeah, what
coming to the
happens is
managerial
the
round.
interviews communicate among themselves. One the TR interviewer will tell about, maybe we guess so, because they are telling us you have done this, you have done this. Like what I have told in the technical interview, the same things were discussed in the managerial round. So I guess the interviewers are communicating among the
Yes, yes,
both the
they do.
candidates.
My TR interviewer told me that she would forward all this, whatever notes she had taken from my interview, to the next interviewer, and based on that, your next interview will happen. So they do know what you have said in the
Yeah.
previous round. So just don't contradict with it.
That's why you have, like, you need to have
Myself.
a brief introduction about yourself prepared before the interview, but don't by heart it. Like you need to present it like you are just talking, like we are discussing things right here. So the interview would be like this only, like how Hussein was talking with us. The interview will be this much friendly, more than this much friendly. So it shouldn't be like a by-hearted one. You just need to describe yourself. That's it.
Can you suggest us some head points that we should include in the interview, and something that we
Uh,
should not include in our introduction? Sorry, not
Okay,
interview, introduction.
it's not like should not, but yeah, something should is you start with your name. That's the basic thing anyway, and then you just give a brief intro about your education, like not from the 10th, like 8th and everything. Just give a information like I completed my schooling here, I completed my 12th here, and I am currently in graduation, completing in this department. That should be enough for your education, and then come directly to your projects. But the project shouldn't be brief, okay? Like for my case, the project is around I have done this project, this project, this project. That's it. More than that, I haven't told anything about the project, because they would ask about your project in the interview. If you told that in the tell me about yourself, what are you going to tell in the interview? The same point should it be repetitive. So while explaining the projects in tell me about yourself, don't take much. And yeah, like it's better to add some situations into it. Like you should say like you are a quick learner, but you need to give us some example for that. You're getting it right, but
Yes, I guess.
it shouldn't be a made up one. So you should present yourself basically. It shouldn't be like you shouldn't include these kind of points. You can include anything you want, but whatever you are adding it should be true, and then you should be confident about it. You can say I am good at singing. The interviewer might ask to sing a song in the interview. That can happen with the Cisco.
Yeah, even one of my friend had to do stand-up comedy during the
Never
interview.
know. We never know. My
Yeah.
senior
It's
faces the
just
same issue.
yeah, it's just a friendly way to make you comfortable. That's it. They're not
Okay,
taking it
just
very
to
seriously.
clarify, all the interviews are on the same day. You have to sit around 10 o'clock and then you will have to
8
stretch it
o'clock.
to
For me,
6.
it's 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay.
I do have a very small question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, let's say I'm entering the interview. Okay, no, interview is going to be online. Sorry, my bad. I was going to ask that is it okay to shake hands, like give a handshake to the interviewer, but it's going to be online.
Just say good morning
You
when
know,
you enter the
initially
room.
we
Say
used to
good
have
morning.
that, like we need to open the door, close it, sit the chair. Thanks to online, we don't have all that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Whenever you enter the meeting, say good morning.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
ask them how
And
they are.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Like the first thing you say is, "Hi, good morning. How are you doing?" And then after the interview, you should say, "Have a good day," kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like
Say
to
thank
make
you.
them
Have
feel
a good
better,
day.
right? So like whatever the dilemma you are feeling that day, they would be feeling the same. Like you are waiting before giving the interview, right? But they are taking the interview. Say they might be having some tough day, some hard day, kind of thing. So it's better to tell them take care or have a good day, kind of wishing. So that would be better.
and
Second.
remember, they are there to select you and not to reject you. Okay, and coming to the introduction, what I did was in the technical round, I had talked about my projects and all. And when it came to managerial, I spoke about the positions I had held in the college. For example, I was the PRO in some committee, or I have done some work in some committee, or maybe in some other like internships and all. So you can just adjust the introduction according to the need, the round you're going for, and not the same for all the three rounds.
Yes, that is important. And so there is one question which is like I think important. All the three rounds will happen on the same day. It will start from 8. It will go on till 5 because many people will have the interview. Like all the people will have the interview on the same day, I guess. And first you will go through TR. Then there will be a list coming out who all are rejected. Then you will be called for MR, and everything, these things will be communicated to you via a webex platform. And then after MR there'll be a rejection list. You will be called for HR if you qualify. After HR you won't get the rejection list, you will directly get the shortlisting mail if you are shortlisted.
Yeah.
It's not like after HR everyone gets shortlisted. It's not the case.
Yeah, from my college, there are around 6 people who have cleared the HR, but only one person got selected in the Cisco. So it's not like you clear the HR, you got selected. There are high chances you get selected, but yeah, it's not like. And yeah, someone is asking about Hussein. You asked me about the tell me about yourself, right? I'm sharing my personal link. I have gone through a video like that has given me an overview of how my tell me about yourself is. I have just shared the link. If anyone is interested, go through that. But yeah, don't exactly follow that because someone might have already gone through that and prepared the same format, right? So think what points they are discussing, and based on that, you prepare your tell me about yourself.
All
If
right,
that's
thank you.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so coming to the managerial round, how was it? How long did it last? The type of questions you went through?
Okay, so MR managerial round was a bit tricky one, you can say, because there were situational based questions asked. Um, so in this round, show your leadership qualities, your team building qualities. How can you work in a team? Introduce it in like that way, because I introduced myself as if I had worked as a catalyst in developer students club. So tell your such committee positions. Even if you don't have, it's fine. It is well, it's all right. You don't have it. Just when you speak about yourself, show that you are a team building person. You are a team person. You can work with multiple papers. You can lead for 2 3 people. Just show that quality. It would be great. And then there would be situational based questions asked. he will more he will give you a more focus on the resume. I had a lot of questions based on resume in my managerial round. In fact, more than the technical round, I was asked more in the managerial round based on my resume.
Okay, there's a question, is DSA required in the interview?
No,
Have a basic knowledge of it, but it is suggested to have a basic knowledge of it.
Yeah, because in our resume, the projects mentioned were not related to DSA as such, so we did not have those.
so maybe
But
that's the
if the
reason we haven't
projects
asked
are,
those questions.
Yeah,
yeah,
I told you my programming question is what is an object and what is a class. So it depends.
even I was asked in the managerial round that do you like coding, and I clearly said no. Even if I belong to information technology department, I said no.
both of them are
You
from
should
IT
be you should
department.
be like truthful, okay? Whatever you say, it
Yeah.
should be true.
If
Yeah.
you say yes, and what if he
They
asks you
would ask
question
the
and
coding
you don't
questions.
know? Be honest, say no. Then he asked me like if he puts me in some department in which coding is required. I say I can code, but it's just that I don't like it. And he was pretty satisfied with it. So be honest with what you're
Yeah, be
saying.
honest.
That is more important. They won't judge you based on your answers. Even if you say no, it's fine. I had my background in software
It's,
and still I said no. It's
yeah,
fine.
it's your character which gets you hired in the company, not your knowledge.
Show your
With
confidence.
Cisco, not maybe not with the other
Yeah,
companies,
yeah.
but with Cisco.
Because at the end, you have to talk to the customer, and there your confidence will be reflected.
See, anyways, they are providing you the training from zero to like advanced. So it's fine even if you have the basic, like I won't say very basic, but at least a crisp knowledge of everything. But it is not required that you should know every single thing. It's fine if you don't know some things. It is okay.
Yeah, you don't know, you just say, I don't know it.
Again,
That's fine, that's completely
refocusing
fine.
on one point, show your learning ability. That is what it will take you to Cisco. Show your learning ability.
And
And yeah,
also,
guys, you might
not
have mentioned yourself as a quick learner in the resume. So would they would ask a situation where this helped you, where you did this, and how did you find yourself a quick learner?
Yeah,
So that's what I meant. What I was saying, be honest. What you say in the resume. That's the thing there.
okay. So, with my experience, I would say that firstly, they'll ask you questions like, give me a loophole in this entire process. And I was like, what should I give? Like, when I am interview for this company and I am being asked to give a bad thing about you, it's very difficult. So I said I'll take some time, and after that he even asked me to close my eyes for a minute or so, and then I had to mention them. And I did mention it, but it was not a good one, I know. So I will
Don't
not
say.
share that. Yeah, yeah. But you better think something like that. Like, have an answer prepared for that question. And apart from that, I would say that you lead your interview, because when I started my introduction, I mentioned that I take podcasts and all. No, I actually ended it by saying that I take podcasts. So now he was curious as to what I was doing, whose podcast am I like hosting and stuff. So I had a conversation of around 10-15 minutes on that. And after that, we switched to some situation based questions. So basically, it is like you take his hand and just, take him somewhere in the direction where you are very clear and confident about. Also, in the end, he'll be asking you if you have any doubts or so. So be prepared with your questions, because it's a bad impression if you say, no, no, I'm good with everything.
Okay, with my managerial round, it was basically the same thing. They ask about tell me about yourself. It was like what I told in the managerial round is somewhat different from the technical round, because there I have mentioned something about my projects and everything. But here I only said I have done 4 projects and their names. That's it. Regarding all that, everything is like I can learn quickly and I can adapt to the situations quickly. I can work in any conditions, kind of things. So the questions I got here is one thing was what happens you might be like I said I have some leadership qualities. So what they were asking is you might be a team leader and two of your teammates are fighting. How are you going to resolve it? And then another question they asked is you might have a problem. Your two teammates came up with two different solutions. Whose solution are you going to pick? And it should not hurt others. So the solution should be, you need to prepare for everything. Just go through Google and ask about manager round questions. You will get a lot. You don't need to by heart it. If you go through some 5 to 10 questions, you would get an idea of how to frame your answer. That would be more than enough.
You guys have chat GPT. Just ask chat
Just
GPT about managerial questions and try to answer them.
manager questions.
Yeah.
You
Stand in
don't need
front
to
of
by
the
heart
mirror
it. Okay,
and
you don't
try
need
and
to by heart it. You just need
yeah.
to tell that. You just need to have a situation and like if it is possible, rather than explain directly, have a situation and then explain it.
Like, with reference to your previous
Yeah,
experiences, you can
your
answer
previous
it in a good
experiences.
way.
And
Even
don't
one
be
of
nervous about your interviews, guys. The most friendly interviews I have gone through is Cisco. The most friendly people you find at Cisco. So no need to be nervous, no need to be worried. Give your interviews confidently and then wait for the result.
And to mention, since we are all COVID batch students, even my manager had asked me, okay, tell me, why is there a huge difference in your marks? Like, in my semester one and semester two, there was a huge gap. So you have to answer it confidently and, take some time and answer it wisely. So what I mentioned was I had more time, since the traveling time was saved and the lecture time was also reduced. Secondly, I had some subjects which are of my interest, because since in first year we have like literally all the subjects included. And then we have some communication skills and all those subjects as well. So what I mentioned was that it helped me because that was of my interest and I'm pretty good in interacting and all. So that gave me good marks. And after that, I slightly introduced saying that, and a bit of COVID effect. So it's okay. That also shows your honesty.
Because they know it, right? You
Yeah.
shouldn't say like I have done all the hard work in the home and did that. You should be
So
honest, but at the same time, you shouldn't be stupid.
sugarcoat it and present it. That's
Yeah.
it.
You shouldn't say like because it's COVID, it's online, we copied it. You frame a sentence
And
and
they know
then
that you have copied.
yeah, should
Actually,
be a sentence and then at the end you need to admit a bit of COVID.
sugarcoat everything and then present
Yeah.
it. That is what I wanted to say. Okay, are we good with the managerial round?
Yes, I guess. Any questions on managerial round, guys?
I believe there is none. So coming to the HR round, is there one? So shall I go to the HR round? Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. So coming to HR round is a not so lengthy one. It is around 20 minutes or so, and mostly they'll be like for me at least were answering me as to what the salary would be and are you comfortable in Bangalore or should you be given Pune. But remember, at the end, everybody has to come to Bangalore, so there is no point in giving preferences at that point of time.
Yes.
You would be asking you want Mac or Windows, and you should get Windows.
And you won't be getting that even after giving the preference for Mac because you get that after 2 years of experience.
That's it. So there would be preferences in the HR round, whatever they say. I just said yes. Are you comfortable with Bangalore? Yeah, I can. I am comfortable. I am comfortable with relocation and everything. Yes, 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 yes.
And I even, to make it sound good, I said, yeah, yeah, that is the Silicon Valley of India, and I would love to. The culture there is different, although it is difficult to survive here. But still,
Yes, yes. Prepare a short introduction about the company. They would ask you, what do you know about Cisco? Who are the rivals of the Cisco? I was asked these two questions. So prepare these things.
yeah, you
Not
should.
a very brief intro, but at least you should know what Cisco does, uh, who is the current rival of the Cisco. That's it. Where is the head
Most
office?
important of all, because I have heard from a lot of people, like almost five in six people get that question. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty common one, and you should be aware of it.
And in
Also, the
every
last,
interview, yeah, go ahead, Samruddhi.
yeah, the last company Cisco has acquired, and a bit of the current updates.
And even you would, these are very general questions. You would get these questions for almost around every company, not
Yeah,
only
who are the
Cisco.
competitors of Cisco?
Yeah,
Kind of things. It's better to know at least something about the company rather than directly going.
nothing. Yeah.
It's better if you can make a PDF and group all the questions you think would be coming and then answer that for every interview, maybe like for different companies. It would be easy.
Okay, I think we are like getting there Sunday evening time, so we go through the questions and then try to wrap it up quickly.
Yeah.
I do have one question.
Yeah, Hussein.
Yes.
So when you are offered the internship,
Hmm.
do they provide stipend or do they provide housing and everything, or do we have
Not housing, but they would provide accommodation money.
accommodation money they'll
Would
provide?
be paid well. That we can
Very
guarantee.
well.
All right.
I guess like internship stipend at Cisco is higher than other companies. I don't know
Yeah.
about
Yes,
Yes.
I've
everything.
heard that. I've heard this. I've heard this.
Yes.
You would be paid greatly, so don't need to
Great.
worry about
Yeah.
that.
And do we have to move to Bangalore for internships also,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yes.
we need to. Again, it
Okay.
depends, but yeah, it's no COVID, right? So we need to
We
definitely.
need to.
If there is
We
a
are in
another kind
Bangalore.
of COVID thing and everything in the January and February, but yeah, you would love the office. Better to be in the office.
Yes.
Keeping aside the Bangalore food, everything is good here.
Yeah, that is why we are in the office today.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with Aushi Tiwari. Yeah, what kind of questions would they ask on projects? Can you give some example? It depends on the interviewer. Like he might know what the technology you are using, so he would directly go to the technical questions, or else he might not know. So what they would ask is why you choose this project, who are they gonna benefit from this project and everything. Again, I'm saying it completely depends on the interviewer. So be prepared with your project entirely. Like while framing the problem statement, why exactly are you choosing this problem? And who are the benefit going from the problem? And what exactly are you doing to like to extract the solution?
Okay, Ronak was asking what was the package.
Uh, Depends, varies. We are. I don't think
You
we are
would be
allowed
paid more than
to.
us.
We are allowed to disclose it, but yeah, don't worry about the money. If you are with Cisco, you would be getting money, and apart from money, you are getting many benefits, goodies, and everything.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the money. You would be
I
paying
And
more.
want to
branding
have
is
one
more
information.
important.
Your CTC will be more than 15. That we can guarantee.
Ours is only above 15, so you'll be getting good amount.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A
belief
fun
us.
fact, even our PG auntie says Cisco people are rich.
Yeah, the other day she was telling
Literally.
me Cisco people are rich, you should pay more rent then.
So don't worry about package. It would be great.
I
Just
have
focus on your learnings now. Yes,
I have
Hussein,
a
you're
one
trying
more
to say
question.
something? Yeah.
Yes, I had a question I forgot. Wait, let me recollect.
Yeah, yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
I'll go to
Gaurav is
the
asking if I choose advanced coding, then what kind and what level of question they would be asking in interview. Okay. Sorry, Gaurav, like I don't know if Samruddhi and Ishika can answer that. We haven't gone through the software interview, so we don't have an idea. But the thing is, as we have mentioned, I haven't seen many people coming to a software from the Ideathon. So
Yeah.
we don't know that. But yeah, we don't think it would be like a higher level. The questions which you will be asked in the exam may be kind of that level only. So we can say if you have a brief knowledge about the programming and coding, everything, you can clear the interview. It won't
Yeah.
be
And
much. It won't be definitely not much tough like Amazon and everything. It would be easier than that. If for the coding, I was telling.
I remembered my question. Can I ask?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
So what I was asking is, as you said in HR interviews, they tell us about our salary and everything, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
So will it be a bad thing if as you said, Cisco pays you very nicely. So I don't think there will be a problem. But let's say if I want to negotiate my salary a little,
No, don't do that.
no,
don't do
right?
that because you would be paying like after listening to the salary, you won't be like
You won't
asking anything.
negotiate. Exactly.
Yes,
You
I
know, as
as
soon
you
as I
said,
heard about my internship stipend, I directly said I won't even listen about the other things. The only thing I like, I remember my last thing in the HR interview is my package, my intern stipend. After that, he said something. I don't even remember that. And listening to the stipend, I was like, "Arey, yaar, this much? Ah, okay, okay, okay. Yes, yes, yes." I'm
And
sorry.
one more thing to add on this, see, sometimes it might happen that HR won't say you about the stipend, because in my case it happened that I was not told anything about the stipend and everyone else was told. So I thought my chances are now gone, but I did get select rather than the other people with whom the stipend was disclosed.
Yeah, it
So
depends on
it's
the
fine.
interview.
Don't panic if the stipend is not disclosed with you guys.
Cisco
And to
never fails to surprise you.
You would be
yeah,
paying in a five-digit salary, maybe six-digit for you people.
yeah.
We don't know.
I
That too
do
is the
have a
We are
internship.
giving you a hint, so don't worry about the money. Worry about the interviews now.
sorry for so many questions. I do have one more question for
It's
Ishika.
fine, it's fine.
Yes, yes.
How many people from your batch were selected in Cisco? Out of how many people?
So around pan, so this process is in pan India, right?
Yes.
So overall, there are around 200 to 250, like in networking domain, and I guess around 150 to 200 in other domain also. I'm not sure about the, but I guess total there are around 400 interns.
All right. So from our college, how many were selected?
Three, I guess. You are talking about RAIT, right?
Yes, yes.
Three.
Okay.
Total six were there till the final interview,
Um,
but only three were selected. So it's not that even if you're good with the HR round, you will be selected.
And I was saying, don't think that it would be based on a college level hiring. Who knows? In your batch, maybe 10 people hired from your
Yeah,
college, or one people might get hired from your college. Because it's a pan India level, right? It's not like Cisco is like, we conducted an interview at this college, so we should select at least one people. If you are
Cisco won't even
capable,
think about your
yeah,
college.
your college.
Uh,
The
it
only
is
thing they think about is
on.
the interview. There is no bias in the, there is no discrimination in the Cisco. Everyone is equal.
yeah, because there are some colleges which have 25 students from their college being selected for
Yeah,
Cisco.
some will have also on-campus thing also, but we don't get that.
On
Only
campus is not for us.
yeah, big colleges, Amrita and everything.
Yeah, and also I had mentioned that there is like more number of seats for network people, and for the coding people there are less number of seats, but still from REIT itself there was someone who had made through it, like through the Ideathon for the software role. So if you are applying for it, don't be demotivated. There are chances for
Yeah,
you
there
to.
are still chances, but like the requirement is lesser than the networking one because Cisco is obviously a networking company. The requirement will be more for the networking people. But if you are still interested in coding, there is a coding department in Cisco also. So don't worry about that. If you are still interested and if you are still confident, you can give it. Go for it.
And
And
also if you are going for the, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, if you're going for the networking role and then you want to switch, you can do it. There are automation teams here.
One
So,
year you need to wait.
yeah, this is like an easy way to get into coding through Cisco.
Ah, it's a plus point. You can get
Yeah,
into a non-coding background, learn something, and then go to another coding background.
you can do that in
That would be
Cisco.
much easier than getting hired externally. There would be some internal switching continuously happening in the Cisco. But yeah, we
Yes.
don't want to trouble you with all those internal things.
Now, first, like focus now on your
Get into
interviews
Cisco,
and
then
preparation.
we'll discuss.
And Hussein, answering to your question from the chat box, you have done certification from Palo Alto.
You
Add
can
it to
add.
your resume. It would definitely add a
Because
value to
Palo
your
Alto
resume.
is a big cybersecurity
Yeah,
company, so I guess you completed from Coursera maybe. So it would be good if you can add that.
add it to your resume surely.
I have done Python Essentials. If it is the NetAcad course, it would be enough. It would be good if you done the network essentials
No,
also, but not mandatory. Python essentials is good enough. One certification is mandatory. They don't care what the certification is. One
what
NetAcad.
are Samruddhi? Can you just reiterate on what all certifications are necessary?
I'll just put it in the chat box so
Yeah,
it'll be
that would be
easier.
great.
Okay, and well, like while filling the registration form also, there would be a disclaimer there what is mandatory one, so you can refer there also. Example of problem statement, I guess we already given
We
the
already
critical thing.
discussed.
Um, yeah, no prototype is needed. Okay, problem statement done. PPT we cannot share.
Okay,
Problem.
Samruddhi, can you answer this question? There is one question. Is it okay to have a hypothetical solution?
See what my sir, people from RIT would be knowing Jitu sir. So what he said was, you don't have to apply that. You just have to answer that. So be as creative as you can. He
Yeah.
literally said, बस फेंको भरने का काम करो और जो भी है फिर कह देना सीखेंगे. This is literally what he said to me. So I would say it's okay to be hypothetical, but
बहुत
एक
ज्यादा
limit
भी hypothetical मत हो जाना.
ज़्यादा मत करना.
Should I
Does
mention
resume
ongoing
shortlisting
technical?
also take place?
What?
I
Yes.
guess. Do they do that?
What?
Resume shortlisting?
No,
No,
I
right?
guess they don't.
Whoever has applied for the exam like registration, they have got the exam link, so no resume shortlisting has
There is
taken
no
place.
resume
But
shortlist.
it's good to have a good resume and good projects in that because that's the same resume the interviewer will be going to before interviewing you. So before filling the form itself, prepare yourself a good resume and submit it.
Okay.
Shubham is asking, should I
Yeah.
mention ongoing summer internship in my resume while I sub? Yeah, you can add it. It's fine.
Also,
Hey,
Ronak
actually,
is
I want to ask something.
yes.
Actually, I belong from computer science and data science department, and all of my projects are from data science domain. So,
Okay.
is it possible they would ask me that, like, you are from data science and you have done all the projects in data science, then why are you in the networking field? Why do you want to switch?
Yeah, they will ask about your interest, but not about the projects. About the projects, they would just ask how did you approach the project and what we discussed till now, right? So projects you would be getting no questions, but there is a chance they would be asking why you want to shift to networking. So you might want to be ready with that answer. That's a question you might definitely get if
Yeah.
interviewer notices that you are from a data science background. You can
Okay.
just say I'm just interested in networking or curious about the networking and everything. But yeah, again I was saying it's not a mandatory one because Cisco does not show discrimination. Whatever department you are from, whatever degree you are from, they will just hire you.
So there are
Uh,
interns who are from mechanical
Mechanical
department.
background also.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even they will be working as
Being a data science
networking
background, you
engineers.
won't be having any issue with the interviewer. But yeah, thanks for asking that. Be prepared with the answer for that. You could
Okay.
have a one or two line answer for that. That may be a interview like mandatory question for you. So your question paper is leaked for now.
And also, I want to ask, is there any data science opening in Cisco? Like, can we switch afterwards or something like that?
Uh, okay, that we
No
don't know.
idea about
I
this.
don't think there is a data science thing, but yeah, if you are from data science, you might know Python. So
Yeah.
there is a chance for you to be in the Python background.
Like
Okay.
the automation team and
Yeah, in
stuff.
Yeah, you
automation.
can get into automation team.
Yeah, data science, I guess no, but yeah, we are not sure about that.
Okay. Okay. Thank
There
you.
would be a numerous number of departments in Cisco, so We are just freshers, so we don't know about everything. Ronak is asking this project should be advanced one. Ronak, can you please unmute yourself and describe what project you are talking about? Your resume project or the problem statement they are giving for the idea submission?
I guess it was regarding the project because that time we were discussing about the project.
Okay.
The resume one only. Yeah.
Okay. It depends again. Like it shouldn't be, it don't need to be an advanced one, but it's good if you have done a good advanced project also.
Have a project which would have an impact on the society.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
would
Like
be very
the one which
beneficial.
solve the society problems, that would create a great impression on you. Even though it's a common project, also that's fine.
And even if you don't have it, it's okay because I didn't have it.
Yeah, it's not the mandatory one, but if you
Yeah.
have it,
But
then
if
it's
you are actually going for it, then it's a good idea to opt for questions like that. Also, there are chances they can ask you for your final year project ideas, so make sure you're ready with it.
do all the three rounds of interview are conducted in one go or on separate days? For us, it was on a one go, but I think for our seniors, for like a couple of people, one round is conducted on the next day. But that's only for one or two people. But
Yeah,
for
yeah.
us, they have conducted interview until 7:30 or something in the evening, and they finish it in a single day. So be prepared for it. And yeah, Mandar, it shouldn't be a 3 to 4 hours, maybe hardly 2 hours, I guess. 1 hour for the technical one, and the MR and HR will be maybe half an hour. It should be lesser also. My HR is around 10 minutes, I guess. So it again depends. So you don't need to have for 3 to 4 hours. It should be maybe 2 hours, I guess. Hardly.
But you need to sit for the whole day.
You need to
Waiting
available.
for
You
your
need to be available with online. You just need to check your WebEx message and everything.
I have participated in both Cisco Ideathon and Cisco Code with Cisco.
Ah.
So, is it a
oh,
problem? Will I be barred from any of the processes?
Okay, the thing is, you can only participate in one thing. It's okay if you register in both, but you could only participate in one thing. You're going for Codathon, you cannot participate in Ideathon. If you want to go for Ideathon, don't go for Codathon.
So,
At the same note, we got from so many people, so we inquired with the people here, the ETR team member,
yeah.
he mentioned that.
So
I have already registered for Codathon, but I haven't registered for Ideathon. So now what should I
Yeah,
do?
register for Ideathon.
you register for Ideathon, but don't sit
And
for
don't
Codathon.
participate in Codathon. If you don't
Okay,
give the exam and everything, I think that would be fine.
all right.
Just ignore
Let
it.
me check on that once.
Yeah, yeah. I had checked.
So I should only appear for Ideathon and not appear for Codathon. Even though
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
registered for it, it's fine, right?
It's fine.
Yeah, it's
Register
fine.
for
Yeah,
Ideathon. Go ahead and register for Ideathon and sit for Ideathon.
And
yes.
another question I
Just
had.
ignore Codathon.
Sorry, sir. What are you saying?
Just ignore Codathon. Don't even participate in it.
Okay,
And yeah, one more thing, guys. You're applying for networking, right? Your minimum CGPA is 8.5, I guess.
7.9.
8.5,
No,
right? Samruddhi?
I mentioned it is 6.
Consulting and technical consulting, you need to have 8.5, I guess.
For what?
Consulting and technical consulting, while applying for jobs portal, I think it's 8.5, it mentioned there.
No, on
Okay.
the Ideathon, like the Cisco portal, it is saying 6. So let's
No, no,
just.
not for the Ideathon. While selecting the roles for consulting, okay, that's a later thing to worry. And you also have get a chance to choose your preferences. So there you can find out what roles are available there, and based on that you can choose it.
All right. And another question I had, I again forgot. I'll come back again. Sorry.
Sure.
If I am good at data structures and algorithm, does it helps? If it's for a coding, it would help. But if it's for networking, yeah, it will still help, but not mandatory again. Not in advanced level. Basic would be enough. If not done any of the courses mentioned in the eligibility, is it like that I will not be? Hardly yes. You had to be doing at least one attack course which is mentioned there.
Okay, I remembered my question. My question was that I'll probably be applying, registering for the process today or tomorrow.
Hmm.
So, and I'll be working on a project in the coming week that is related to networking. So, can I update my resume later on, or should I just add the project right now itself in the CV and then work on the project?
Add it in your resume, and when discussing with the interviewer, say it is ongoing project.
Yeah.
By the
Even
time of the interview, I'll
But if
definitely
you are
add
only
it.
confident you are going to start it before your interview, then only add it.
yeah.
So I'm very confident that I'll be finishing that project before the interview itself.
Okay, then
Then
go
you
ahead
can
and
go
add
ahead
it.
and add it.
All right, thank you.
And you can always like before the interview, they'll be asking you for the resume. At that time as well, you can add it.
Yeah, you can.
So
Ishika, can you take this question? Karthik is asking if I had an idea like an about or maybe a startup, can I share with them like for some problem I have? Like he has some startup idea in his mind, so he was asking if he can share that idea in the interview.
I am skeptical about this if you should share or not. What do you think,
Uh,
Samruddhi?
see, what I had mentioned was even though if I have one, I said that it was my friend's idea and I was just contributing in it. I did not directly mention that I have an idea also.
okay, in my case, it's both. Like you can mention or you cannot mention, but it depends on how you present it. Like Cisco doesn't restrict you to work in this company for the entire your lifetime. You might can like they know you will leave the job maybe after 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years. You choose a different stream or everything. So it's better not to directly say I have a startup. I would start my startup after getting enough money and everything. But you can still say I have some ideas in my mind which I want to like work on that parallelly even though working with Cisco. That we can say, but yeah, hardly it shouldn't be like you will be leaving Cisco after some time. That kind of idea the interviewer shouldn't ever get.
Yeah.
Like, if they think you are not working with them for like long term, they won't be hiring you, right? They would be looking for the people who work with them for long time, at least like 3 5 years. They would want the people, right? So it's better, Karthik. You not. You have had 17 lakh. Okay. Can you name any other playlist than Jeremy's IT Lab? There are many playlists, but as of now, I couldn't recall many.
Keith Barker would be a good one. But
Hold on.
again, it has a lot of
It has
videos.
a lot of
Samruddhi,
videos.
you can communicate with these people again, right?
Yeah, if they have doubts, they can post it in the group.
Okay, then I would share the resources with you. You can share with them.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay. So, do you need to code as well? In the interview, I guess no. Like for me, it's they don't ask any code, and not even any of my friends have asked me any code. So, in the exam, you need to code, but not in the interview.
In exam also you need to just code a easy to medium level of
Easy.
fluency. So that's fine.
I'm going for networking or how much coding is required for this. Prime number, array rotation, array modification kind of things. Enough. Hardly enough.
Basic coding knowledge you should have. They
Yeah.
won't ask you competitive coding level question.
Currently, I'm in second year. Can I apply for it? No.
No.
Ideathon is only for the final year graduates who are graduating at that particular year. But you can apply it in your fourth year. And yeah, remember, Prerana, in your third year, you can apply for Codathon because Codathon is both for fourth year people and the third year people. So if you are graduating in 2025, you can apply for the Codathon, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
If you are graduating from in 2025, you can apply for Codathon, but not for Ideathon. Ideathon, you need to be graduating in 2024.
Okay, any more doubts?
Yeah, well done. So guys, yeah,
Sorry
yeah,
for
please.
interrupting. Yeah, so I wanted to just ask if you are going to pursue masters afterwards, what is the policy exactly? Like, what
No
do?
policy, no bond with Cisco. You
No
can,
bond with
Okay,
Cisco.
but
okay.
yeah, don't
Are
say
you
it in the
asking
interview.
it with reference to the correspondence program or in general?
No, in general, if I want to do independently also, then
You
You
can
can
read.
do that, but don't mention it in the interview. Okay,
Yeah.
don't say after
Don't
1 year,
mention.
2 year, I will be leaving Cisco and going for masters.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
Just
So
if
mention.
the
that only
interviewer
I
asks
wanted
you,
to
you have
ask.
any plans to master? Sorry.
Basically, like, if they ask you this question, if you want to do afterwards, if you want to do something, then what is your plan for the next 5 years or something? Then what you
Mostly they
answer?
won't ask you what are you gonna do later, but if they ask, you just say like as of now, my only interest is in this networking. I would be doing this and then explore more careers in the networking itself. That would
Yeah,
be enough.
our
Like
chances
you
of
can
passing.
like you can still say you want to do masters after a certain period. They won't reject it, but it's better not to disclose it. Like if it's a negative for a company, you shouldn't be discussing it, right? But yeah, after 2 years or 1 year, if you want to go and pursue masters, no one is going to stop here. there is no bond with the Cisco.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Another question just on this.
Yeah.
Does Cisco, can we go to do masters through Cisco? Some companies do fund masters for
I had,
employees.
yes, I mean, like around 2 years back, one of my friend wants to work with Cisco, but there what they asked is they wanted for 5 years bond, and they said he wants to pursue masters. So what they said is they would help in pursuing the masters, but they would only like graduate you in the particular department they wanted in it. Like if with the Cisco, they would choose for the department, like you don't need to like you might want to do masters in data science, but with Cisco you might not do, you have to do your own masters. But we haven't been given that opportunity as of now, we haven't explored that part. But I guess it's a no, mostly there is still a chance because my friend has got that, he was from a degree background, but he was asked for 5 years bond.
All right, all right. Thank you very much.
And after experiences, even there are certain programs like my manager is currently pursuing it. So there are weekend MBAs and part-time MBAs. So there is a
Yeah,
variety.
corresponding ones,
Yeah.
not the
So
full
they are
full.
pretty okay with you managing both the things in that case.
Cisco doesn't stop you with one thing. There is this policy in Cisco. You can actually do your like own freelancing and thing, but the thing is, it shouldn't be a competitor of Cisco. But again, guys, whatever you're doing apart from the Cisco, mostly you shouldn't mention it in the interview or in the resume. Make sure of that.
And this is not restricted to Cisco. It we would
Yeah,
suggest that for every
for every.
company.
आम्हाला जायचंय
Don't disclose your future plans.
बाहेर चाललं.
Just say as of now, I have not planned it. I
So you
am.
have
Can you guys please explain the test process again once?
Nitin, we
Online
would
test.
reiterate on the entire process again after addressing some doubts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would reiterate it in short. Any other doubts?
Mhm.
No.
Uh, Guys, feel free to unmute yourself.
Yeah, whatever doubts we have, we just ask them now.
हा?
Yeah, I have actually made a document. So
हो
maybe I'll
देतो.
share it at the end or in the group.
That would be better.
So it has everything like the
हा?
contest journey, the aptitude exam, mostly asked questions, like the
चालेल.
topics, not the questions, sorry.
So I know this was a long session, long journey, long process, but it is all worth it when you come here. Can you please tell me the
चालेल.
difference between Ideathon and Codathon? So Codathon is I guess they started this year only because we also
Like
heard it
yeah,
for the
Codathon is
first
like a
time.
hackathon where you will like initially have a some assessment, online assessment, like the Ideathon only some coding bits and networking bits and everything, and then the for the
It's
final round
purely
you
on
need to
coding.
चालेल.
come to Cisco. I think July 13th and 14th you need to come to Cisco and then participate here. But the thing is, Codathon I guess it's starting from this year to have the
चालेल.
software people. Yeah, personally, we prefer Ideathon because we know about Ideathon. They hire some people based on skills, but we don't know about Codathon. This is the first time they're conducting. It was also intern plus FTE only, but we don't have clarity on that. In my college juniors also, I have advised them to go for Ideathon only because in Codathon, what I have had is the winners will be getting placed in the Cisco. But how many winners? The first prize,
Mhm.
second prize, or maybe top 10 performers, top 10 teams, that we absolutely have no idea. So if you
And
still want to have coding and you are confident about your coding background, you are confident you could win the competition, you can go for the codathon. But I guess codathon registrations are closed by now. I think it should be closed by 12 o'clock today. So yeah,
No, the link is not working as of now. Like it's closed.
registration link for Ideathon. It depends on the college. Your college
uh,
should provide it.
Aman, please contact Borkar sir in that case.
Yeah, like registration links vary with the college. Like one college get earlier, one college get lately. Cisco takes care of that. That's why Ideathon registration is a long process.
हम्म?
Maybe around 25 days or 20 days, the registration they will take.
त्यांना
So
बोला ना
And the
की
major difference
तसं पण
between
त्यांचं
Codathon
एवढं
and
काही
Ideathon is
अडचणचं
Codathon is
नसतं.
a group team event, guys, and Ideathon is an individual event.
individual event.
Codathon is most related to software coding part. Ideathon is more related to consulting engineers. So personally, we would suggest you go for Ideathon because we have clarity on that.
Yeah.
Resources are
Yeah, we are
available.
not restricting you guys to only
Yeah,
Ideathon. If you are confident about your coding background, you are confident you could win a hackathon in the Cisco, you could go for Codathon.
the competition would be tough for sure.
Yeah,
Even for
because maybe
Ideathon,
there will be people from IITs and NITs also participating in this. It's not like they are prior to you guys, but you see the competition of this. There will be too many people coming from this, and both the third year and the fourth year people can apply for this. So imagine how many people will be coming for this. So just give it a thought and then decide on to go for which.
it's up
Personally,
to
my preference is Ideathon.
same.
Yeah.
So, any more doubts?
Even if you have any after this session, you can always post it on the group. Yeah.
So, I would like to summarize the entire Ideathon process now because there were like many discussions in between. So, after registration, you would get a link for online assessment on your mails. Online assessment will have talking about the advanced networking section. Online assessment will have aptitude, basic networking, advanced networking, and basic programming question. Then you would, if you clear this, you would proceed for the idea submission round, wherein you will be given two problem statements. You have to choose from any one of the problem statement and make your presentation and submit it before the deadline. There would be no hardcore eliminations in this idea submission round majorly, but if you submit it before after the deadline, of course you will be rejected. You will be out from the ideathon process. After the idea submission round, you would be called for the interviews. There will be three interviews: technical, managerial, and HR. All will be conducted on the same day, most probably. 90 for the 95% of the public, it is conducted on the same day, irrespective of the technical glitches. If there is any, it would vary from person to person. Then, talking about the technical interview round, you would be asked to introduce yourself, present your presentation which you have prepared for idea submission round, and then they will proceed on your resume and your networking concepts. Then, if you qualify technical round, you would be called for managerial round, wherein you would be again asked to introduce yourself. Questions will come from resume and situational based questions again. So, if you clear the managerial round, then you will be called for the last HR round. Then in HR round, it's just a formal introduction round from both the sides. You would be asked, what do you know about the company? You would be discussed with the stipend. They will tell you some information about the company. And that's the end of our ideathon process. Wait for the results. In around, for us, around 1 week, the results were announced.
Also, if you get if you don't get shortlisted in the first list, it's okay. There are three lists from Cisco. Even I was part of the second one and not the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of my friend is also in the second list, so don't be disappointed. But it's not like you mandatorily get second list and third list, but it depends on the Cisco's requirement.
Yeah, but mostly like as per our NetAcad instructor, there are three lists.
Yeah,
Rest that depends on the vacancies.
yeah, depends on the vacancies. And Nilima, your doubt is clarified with that, or you still have any doubt regarding the test process?
No, sir. Clarified. Thank you.
Okay.
So,
Any
guys,
other
any more
questions?
doubts or any more questions?
I think we're good to close then.
Okay. So, if any of you people get selected to Cisco, remember
Contact
my
us.
name is Kiran. Come here and meet us. We'll be
Myself,
happy to see you here.
Ishika.
Already sent you all LinkedIn invitations.
Great.
Great, great.
Okay then. Feel free to ask any questions if you have in the group. We're always there to help.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ashika and Kiran.
Thank
It
you.
Thanks.
was nice to interact with all the students as well. So happy weekend, guys. Bye bye.
Yeah, happy weekend,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you
Sorry
very
for
much.
taking your weekend, but yeah, again, all the best for the
This was
interview
the time
process
for
in
you to
exam.
work hard.
Yeah, give it confidently. We're looking to see at least some people from you here in Cisco.
All the best, everyone. This is your like you now you have to work for around learn for around 15-20 days. Once you
And
get
then
into
you are free
Cisco,
for
your
6
placement tension will like just run away.
get selected in Cisco, you would be free for 6 months till January. After that
Yes.
also you'll be free. That's a different thing.
Okay then. Bye bye.
Whatever
Take
you
care.
need, contact
Thank
us.
you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you
Bye.
guys.
welcome.
Thank you.
Bye everyone.
Yeah, bye.